Feet Are Killing Me, a new novel by Hannah Andrus.
I think it was Hannah Gnad.
What's it in your passport?
I've got a new passport.
Yeah, do you?
It's coming, and it's gonna be different surname.
You're gonna go back to Gnat?
Yeah.
Are you?
Uh-huh.
So you're not using Andrews anymore?
No.
Why have you got that annoying smile on your face?
Okay, can we just move on?
No, we
nobody's
can't.
Business.
Nobody's business?
Yes.
What? How are we suddenly in business? We're having a conversation, surely.
Well, I don't want that conversation right
Honestly,
now.
Uns, it's too much.
My feet are killing me.
My feet are killing me. Strange thing to say. My feet are killing me. You know, like my feet are actively trying to end my own life. And yet your feet are attached to your body, so they're part of you. So if your feet kill you, therefore they'll kill themselves. So the feet aren't very wise.
No.
Okay, so do you want to introduce the podcast, Jack? Please.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to And That's Why We're Not Together, starring David McSavage and Hannah Yet to Be Decided.
Oh, you're making such an issue out of it. What's your Hannah Andrews? I swear to God, look at that weird smile on your face. You're so annoying. And it's fantastic to have Jack and Unce here because they're heading to London tomorrow. Oh, my God.
Morning.
So it's beautiful to have them there for an extra day. And, of course, young producer Daniel, who's going from strength to strength. God, I saw something horrible yesterday, right? I was just in a pizza place by the Crackden venue, which is in the Workmen's Club. And I was sitting outside finishing a little slice of pizza, and this tall guy in his 50s, grey hair, was walking out, being chased by this smaller guy, and it looked like the smaller guy had been working in the pizza restaurant, and he was accusing him of not paying for his pizza. But the bigger guy just kept walking, and so I was trying to figure out what was happening. But in fact, he had bunked the queue. I think he was a bit drunk, but he punched a woman. He punched a woman in the place, and as it was unfolding, it's like, what? Who is? What he did? And then people were kind of cottoning on to what had happened. Only one or two. I don't think many people saw what happened, but the girl who he had punched, you know, she was in tears. And she was saying, I'm fine. And yeah, well, we're not fine. This guy, how dare this fucking guy.
Did someone call police?
Well, we did. Luckily, the cops were just there. My God, I hope they find that guy. Because I saw him walking down the quays, you know, just look at this. But I mean, drunk. And this, somebody who does something like that at his age, this is something that he's done before. But there's certain things in society that you know, game over. You can't have that happening. And God, I was like last night. I was so angry, and you know, I was thinking, why didn't I? You know, when I realised that he had punched a woman, he was like about, let's say, 200 meters away. But why didn't I run
and punch him?
No, but run, like push him over, run and just run into him and push him over, and then what? What was I going to do then? Kick him in the head?
Arrest him.
I don't know.
You're a superhero.
No, but anyway, I got cops, and hopefully they caught him. But yeah, it's really. Yeah. But I think it happened. But all the guys were freaked out. Like it's just good to know that it's so against nature.
Oh yeah.
It's so against nature for a guy to do that to it. It's like it's really fucked up. Like no matter how drunk, it's just, you know, the way you know, it's built into, you know, robots. They're what do they call them? You know, when robots are programmed and it's programmed into their, you know, there's a word for it. Code. Their code, or why is there no
coded?
Yeah, there's just something that they can't do, and that's what a man should never ever do.
AI can always change it.
Huh?
It will happen that AI will change that.
Okay, but it was just really, I just wanted to run into that guy, bounce him off. I don't know, but then what? You kick him in the head? No, you just hold him there, just get the cops to pick him up. I should have recorded the guy on video. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Anyway, then I went and did a gig in the Crackdown. And
It was really good. It was very enjoyable.
my boy.
It
My
was so nice.
No, these two are adorable. I'm crying.
Very adorable.
But no, I did the gig, and boy, oh boy, the Crackdown is set up. There's a room there, so you're kind of performing to these people. These people were okay, but there was that crowd, and I swear to God, it was kind of like they were at a funeral, and it was kind of shocking the sort of lack of reaction, and I started kind of just. I started pretending that they were the worst people in the world or something like that. I was trying to divide the audience. I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but because I projected them as being really bad, they kind of acted according. Prime directive is what, you know, these robots in these science fiction films. My prime directive is I can't damage humans, so you can punch the robot. I will not hurt you. So, like a prime directive of a man should, you never ever raise your hand to a woman. It's just not in our thing.
But it was
so angry.
quite normal.
This fucking moron. This guy just walking down the quays. You know, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I would love to have
not long ago
fucking
in Ireland,
beaten the shit out of that guy.
Men were beating up women.
Yeah.
And they were saying that they ask for it because they don't do.
They asked for it.
Yeah.
Hello, how are you, John? You wouldn't give us an old thump, would you?
Yeah.
I just need to, and I need a bit of an old straightener.
What about, Roger Doyle's book, The Woman Who Walks Into the Door?
Hanya, what has this got to do with anything?
What I'm saying, the society's changing.
Oh, I don't know that men back in the... I mean, there would have been some nutters who... I know there's a lot of domestic violence, but anyway, look, it's just horrifying.
No,
I
it
hate
is horrifying, but like...
I hate it.
It was a lot of domestic violence.
I hate it.
Much more than it probably is now.
And here's, breaking news, this whole divide between men and women and clickbait and all that kind of thing. We wouldn't exist in this planet right now, as we're speaking, in this moment, without each other. We are essential for each other, men and women.
Of course.
We're in it together.
Biologically, yeah. It's true, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think woman...
Dublin's
species,
cultural quarter.
Well,
I used to do this joke, Dublin's cultural quarter. Temple Bar is Dublin's cultural quarter. Another 3 quarters and it really would be a whole. I fucked it up. I can't remember how the joke went. Yeah. Okay, guys, like Daniel...
I was just wondering if, as a species, when only women were left, or only men, which one were more likely to survive longer?
Women.
I think so.
Yeah.
Me too. I agree.
Yes. Well, certainly I remember as a child, being much more enjoyed much more hanging out with women.
There's a theory about this. They always want to know where was the first civilization, and kind of most people think it's Mesopotamia, but there's an idea through archaeological evidence that Serbia definitely had some sort of a civilization about 8,000 years ago, and it was actually a matriarchal civilization. So in the 70s, it was kind of like used, like certain feminists in the 70s were kind of pointing towards that society because there was no archaeological evidence of warfare in the society.
Because women don't fight as much as men. Women build, women create.
Yeah.
Why is the microphone not working, Jack?
Yeah, sometimes it's like come out here or something.
No, it's working now.
There we go. It's back in. It was
back in
action. It's like coming out of its.
It's coming out of the thing it's fixed into.
Would you rather a matriarchal society?
Well, yeah, I guess I would. Yeah.
Okay.
In the lore of Game of Thrones, there's a matriarchal society in the Eastern Mountains, right? And they're all ran by women, and there's only like a select few men that are chose for breeding, and they're kind of like treated amazingly well.
Nice.
You know, and then the rest of the men are treated as slaves, I believe.
Oh, nice one.
A nice one. Hey, what about didn't Thailand feel like a matriarchy a little bit?
Yeah. I had an impression that men didn't really have a voice in there. Maybe, you know, they should.
Yeah, they were like, women seemed to be, you know, on top of everything. They were just running shit, didn't they? Seem that way.
Yeah.
And then I almost thought that, you know, that's why there was such a proliferation of ladyboys. That, you know, if you wanted to be taken seriously, maybe in Thailand.
Or have some place or be noticed, then you have to be a ladyboy, because men just like non-existent.
Yeah, the
I
best
think.
massage I had was from a ladyboy.
But also, you know, like you said,
It was a foot massage. Guns.
with the happy ending.
Aloe vera.
Hello, Vera. Hello, Vera. Hello, prakaka. Bingana. No, sawadika. Sawadika.
You know, like everywhere, you know, like this, or you know, that Thai welcoming. It's all played up as well.
Ah,
I
yeah,
think.
but I like it anyway.
You know, like first you go in the country and they go, you know, they bow, they smile. And then remember when we were leaving at the airport, they almost screamed at you.
Me?
You know, like they say, go away, go away.
Oh, yeah,
They
but
don't
that's because...
they don't use please and thank
no, that's
you
because we
and-
were going through hell trying to...
I
we
know,
got
they
rid-
were talking to everyone. Like they wouldn't let people go somewhere. They want them to stay in line, and you know, but they weren't you know, very polite,
Yeah.
and they just were ordered.
There was a temporary cut in the electricity there, and I don't know what happened. What were we talking about just before we got cut off? Hello, Hannah.
I don't know, because I'm half asleep. I'm
Yes.
so tired.
Yes.
And anything you
I
say
remember
tires me. as
when
well.
we were together. My favorite part. Is it okay for me to talk about that we had a relationship for since 1992? Oh, we can't. Look at the way you know. Wow, it's like you're working for the Trump administration, and you know, I can't say anything critical. You know what I mean? Like, hello. Anyway, I'm going to talk about it. So one of my favorite parts of our relationship is when you were very sleepy and tired and asleep on the couch. So it was nice to be with you. But you weren't. You just were fast asleep.
I don't think it's a very good reflection on you. And,
Yeah, it was
and,
just nice
you
to
know,
have you.
because it was
sounds like misogyny. You're a misogynist. You just like a woman.
Misogyny? No, it wasn't anything to do with your
it's like, you know,
gender.
you're like a woman when she's asleep on the couch.
No, I didn't. I like
doesn't
Hannah.
Say anything.
Some people, I like them to be awake on the couch.
Like who? Okay,
Johnny.
Can you,
Johnny, I don't want to sleep.
Can you share?
Okay, so I'm doing a new show in the 3 Olympia on October the 2nd, and I'm trying to come up with the name of the new show that sort of encapsulates where I am comedically. Thank you. So
Okay.
what about Savage Nation?
Savage Nation.
The Gospel According to McSavage? No.
Are you a prophet?
halfway up the barrel.
Halfway up the barrel.
You know, not bottom of the barrel, but halfway.
Oh, I see. McSavage Unfiltered.
That's okay, but like you're always unfiltered.
The State of Us.
The state of
Savage Crack. So I looked up Chat GPT.
Yeah, please come up with some ideas.
Sure, look, it's McSavage. The Savage Republic.
Oh yeah, the Savage Republic.
That's like the Republic of Telly.
McSavage
Yeah.
Dreams of Electric Sheep.
Yeah, that's.
No, because I did have McSavage Dreams of Murder.
Oh, Come to Savage.
The laughter.
What about that? Come to Savage.
The Laughter Void.
The laughter void. I mean, that's self-deprecating.
God, are you there? It's me, David. This is not a comedy show.
I love this.
You like that one? Why do you like that one? Hannah, you have to speak
Wait.
words. You can't just go...
Because it's
you should-
surely gonna encourage people to come and see the comedy, you know?
This is not a comedy show.
Yeah.
You should have like a really honest title, you know, like a just exactly what it says on the tin title.
Yeah, very
you know?
good.
Yeah.
So what the fuck is it? Just
So it's just
So where the fuck are you then in the comedic sense?
you know, you got to think lack of preparation, something like that. Lack of structure.
Yes.
Jesus
Christ.
Have a sleep.
Awkward silences.
Picking up
But that's all part
some
of the,
members
that's all part
of the audience.
genius.
Okay,
Yeah.
the man who spoke too much, echoes from a broken teacup, chronicles of a mad yoke, the savage minefield,
That's cool. Savage minefield.
Saint David of the gaslight,
Yeah.
savage shite,
Or just where the fuck am I?
savage cabbage, and the drizzling.
You may or may not enjoy it, or something like that.
Based in Dublin.
Stuck in Dublin. David McSavage, stuck in Dublin.
Oh, yeah.
That's good, actually.
And P.S. would be, I wish I was Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, and you could do that joke that you've done a few
Stuck
times.
in Dublin.
Stuck in Dublin's good.
Stuck in Dublin. Stuck in Dublin.
Stuck in Dublin. Oh.
Yeah, anyway.
David McSavage, fucked.
My pronouns are banshee. What?
I think that's a bit better.
You definitely garner a lot of attention for that.
My pronouns are banshee. Where the fuck I am.
Uns actually had an idea for you. She said, why doesn't David just go full in as an anti-woke comedian?
But I don't think David is so anti-woke.
No, but there's lots of stuff, first of all, I hate the phrase woke because it's like, when people describe themselves, I'm an artist. It's not really for you to decide. Let's see what you produce and see what the reaction is, and then people will make that decision on your behalf. Just it's like people who
says that?
It's like I've worked with people. They call themselves directors. Or they call themselves cameramen. Just because you have a camera and you're a man, it doesn't make you a fucking cameraman. Just because you have a, sleeveless, what's that?
Vest?
No, yeah, but what's the
basketball player?
Gilet.
No, what's the brand that those
Patagonia.
Patagonia? No, the other one.
North Face?
Yeah, North Face. So you have a sleeveless North Face jacket with a baseball cap.
That's
and
old
you're
news.
and you've managed to corral a couple of people and you call yourself a director. You're not a fucking director.
Don't forget the thick kind of glasses. Those thick squared glasses.
So this idea of woke, you've woken up. All of us are in this dream and you have transcended. A lot of these people who call themselves woke, if you're so woke, why doesn't it spill over into the area of engineering, for instance? Why haven't you solved the housing crisis? You're so kind of advanced and ahead of us, and you're so socially, it's a bit of a joke. But some of the things that woke people talk about, I mean, I was into that way before they were.
Like what? Can you give a few examples?
What do they call it when they talk about? What are they concerned with? What are woke people concerned with?
I don't know. Gender and pronouns.
The climate, equality, housing.
Housing? I've never heard them.
I've never heard woke people going on about housing.
I've never heard woke people say. I think the gender
ongoing
and pronouns.
Global conflict.
Are the woke people into that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're into all of them.
Oh, oil, stop oil and all that.
Stop oil. They're good causes.
My car is diesel.
Okay.
They're all Christians. Did you know that?
What?
They're not
All the woke
Christian.
people are.
No.
Everyone who's woke is Christian. They just don't know it.
Okay.
Jack has just said something profound. He's just laid something heavy on us. And some of you people aren't clever enough to pick it up, man.
Yeah, like
Look into it.
Look into it.
Okay, can you explain it, Jack?
Okay, well, it's a long story, and it starts with Jesus Christ, superstar, on the cross.
Okay.
Okay.
But like we shouldn't deny Christianity.
It's the Christian revolution. That's what it is. It's the miracle of the crucifixion. No, basically, Christ as a symbol is kind of one of these one of the first symbols in humanity that's really super influential of like a victim, of someone who is downtrodden, because in the past, like in the Roman Empire, you would value strength over victims. If you were a victim, if you were poor, it would mean that you deserved it. The gods had made a decision. So that's why it was such a radical thing to have a symbol of someone on the cross and to be worshipping someone who's being crucified, because crucifixion was for criminals, for people who lost wars and whatnot. And it was and the sign of the crucifixion was always an uncomfortable truth for Christians for a long time, where they would depict Christ as like this muscle-bound Greek god who's like triumphant on the cross. It's only
marathon runner physique.
It's only throughout like the Renaissance and whatnot where you really see the suffering on
but
Christ's
can I just
face.
also say, Jack, just to add to that, it sounds a bit bipolar when somebody says to you, I'm actually being crucified for your sins. And then you're supposed to go,
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sorry, say that again. I'm dying for your sins. Well, what, can I not die for my own sins, or can I just deal with that in my own way?
Can I just say something?
Why is he dying for our sins? What does it? Does it? No, but can anyone explain that
Can I just
concept?
say something? I just want to say that the New Testament and Bible, they are all parables. They should not be taken literally.
Okay, fair enough.
So
I know, but a lot of the parables.
Can I just finish?
You see,
Can I
Well,
just finish?
to Christians, the resurrection is everything to Christianity.
it's
so if you're a
the-
true Christian, you believe that
but
Jesus, you know?
that's a church idea and ideology. The church, the structure of the church, the institution of the church.
It's like rappers.
Has taken the
gospel-
Bible,
okay.
the Gospels, and turned it into the weapon.
Okay, well,
You know, and
why don't you put your weapon back in your holster?
You know, like
Can I just say it's like? Can I just say? Only two of us can walk at the same. Only one of us can talk. I'm just saying.
Finish.
I hear rappers, right, and they go, you know, when I was young, people didn't take me seriously, and now I've achieved a level of success where I have wealth and I have bitches and cars, and those people who.
Yeah, it's too long, David. You better get off stage.
Those people who disrespected me, now they regret not being friendly with me when I was growing up, right? Why are you doing that, Daniel?
Jack.
it's an inspirational music.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And then, you know, the Gospels, it's the same thing. You know, Jesus is always the hero of every story, you know, like the locals in Galilee, and then Jesus comes in and
you know the Gospels.
Well, it's all the same stuff, isn't it? It's all like, and the locals said something and they didn't make a mistake, and then Jesus said
There's a lot of miracles.
Yeah, okay.
There's
well,
also like it's being translated from Hebrew.
Yeah, but it's all okay.
And it's
Right, go
wrong.
on.
But what I was saying
It's
is
just like-
what
Hannah does that.
What I
Well,
wasn't saying that it's the stories are true. I was talking about the influence of the story.
But those stories have been around longer than the Bible, and so is morality.
Well,
It was just sort of.
I mean, you could say that they are kind of archetypical stories, but there have been some kind of stories like them before. But you could kind of say that about anything. But historians of that time, most of them have a consensus that Jesus was actually a real person.
He was a real
But
person.
whether
I know, but he's been dead for like 2,000 years. Like,
But I mean, if someone's been dead for 2,000 years and still has that much of an impact, then they're obviously a very important figure in humanity, in history. Because that's what I was talking about, the crucifixion. Is like, why do we as humans pity people? Why do we feel...
Oh, yeah.
Why do we feel uneasy, for example, about where... Like, as Europeans, why do we feel uneasy about why we have wealth compared to the rest of the world? Like,
it's a Christian concept.
It's that idea where it's the tension between the spiritual kind of moralistic side and the human advancement side. So, you know, it's like the British Empire. There was huge advancement. People talk about Churchill and the evils of the British Empire, but there was also a lot of people in the British Empire who were very uncomfortable with different things, and like there would have always been opposition to people like Churchill, who was going into India and whatnot.
I love the aesthetic of the Edwardian times, the clothing, the tweed, the portmanteau, the way they travelled. I love all that stuff. I was a big fan of Somerset Maugham, great short story writer. And
Yeah.
I would have loved to live back in that time.
In opulence, not as a peasant.
Not in penury.
No.
But that's interesting. The Christian way of looking at things. But can we think of one story that from the Bible? Think of a Bible story that resonates. Can we think of one? What is? Oh yeah. So Adam and Eve. So what's the point of that story? So Adam. Yeah, go on.
There's one story that really freaked me out when I was a kid. It was the one about I think it's Abraham, where he's
Oh yeah.
he's gonna kill his son
Yeah, go on.
to follow God. And I remember hearing that as a young kid and kind of thinking, but that's his son. Surely, like, why would he? So God's told him, you must follow me, kill your son. And he's about to do it. And then God goes, whoa, hold on. You don't need to do it. I was just testing you.
Yeah. So what's the parable there? What's the moral?
I don't know.
Well, do you know what the moral is?
It's kind of like blind faith.
That's your interpretation. But I think is that the commitment to God, to,
Yeah, I think it's wacky. It's whackadaisical.
And that's very close to Buddhism, because
it's not. Buddhism?
Is. Yes.
The great thing about Buddhism, I think that's the closest religion.
Yeah.
It's how to avoid suffering. I love it.
Buddhism?
I haven't heard.
That goes back to Christianity as well. Why you're critical of Christianity, by the way.
Yeah, go on.
It's very Christian to be. It's very Protestant, for example, to be critical of Christianity, because there's an idea that actually being Christian ultimately leads to atheism.
Being Christian leads to atheism.
So, like, if you think of the Reformation, Protestantism, it's all about kind of leaving behind the miracles and the pageantry.
Yeah,
and
I like that as well.
And it's going into the kind of
work ethic. Yeah, creating stuff for you here right now.
Christian created stuff
but
as
it's
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
what?
But I just think that because you don't know Buddhism.
How is Buddhism the same as where it goes on about suffering?
It's not the same.
So it's not the same.
It's very close. It's the closest
Hannah,
religion.
You better give me an example.
Buddhism is the closest religion to Christianity. The same structure, in the sense that in Buddhism, if your teacher tells you to jump, you jump.
No.
Yes.
I don't believe that. I don't think that's what Buddhism is about.
Well, that's not, but that's in the structure of Buddhism.
I
you've
think
got your teacher, you've got
does anybody know about this? I can't believe that's true.
And he tells you to do,
well, I mean, what a terrible
practices.
idea. What a terrible idea to jump in a gorge.
The key difference lie in their core beliefs about God, the nature of reality and salvation, with Christianity being theistic and centering on a God and a savior, while Buddhism is non-theistic and focuses on achieving enlightenment through practice and meditation.
Yeah, well, the practice and medication, but I've heard people, can you just sum up Buddhism in a phrase or a sentence, and how to avoid suffering? And I like that. That resonated with me. And how do you avoid suffering? Well, you figure it out, through meditation, working out, leg day, doing your exercise, walking, being good for the people you love in your life, creating wealth. That's how I would avoid suffering. Self-love.
Self-love. Love.
Self-love, i.e. eating well, maintaining yourself, doing the next right thing.
That's the Christian thing as well. Love. It's a different but it's like Jesus went. Went to Nepal and got the teaching from Buddhists. And brought it in, and it's mixed,
okay, but listen, Hannah, what I'm trying to say
and it's, you've got the saying, don't do it, love your neighbor like love yourself.
Yeah.
So it is basically saying that, you love yourself, love everyone else.
That was around, I'm sure, a lot longer.
The thing about Christianity is Christianity is actually like the thing that is the idea where you're leaving behind, I know it sounds crazy, but you're leaving behind the superstitions of the past, and it's all about kind of, in a weird way, modernizing. It's all about spreading the belief going into native territories, and these people are practicing voodoo worship, and that's in the past. And we have to bring you into the future, into Jesus, into God. This is the future. And that's the same. That's why I'm saying woke people are Christians, because in the same way that the Christians went into the native areas and they see the people,
they're the right side of history,
lizards or whatever. They're saying you're in the past, you're stuck in your old ways. So it's the same, same
structure.
If you feel this way about a certain social topic today, you're in the past, you're in the structure. You need to come with us and see the light. And it's that same. Yeah, it's the same structure as you're saying.
Yeah, okay, but in some ways. Yeah, I mean, how in some ways are they right? Oh Christ, what are you saying, Hannah?
No.
Okay, can I just say
that the structure of a religion,
okay,
they very like
okay.
Catholic Church.
Hannah,
there's the church, there's the priest,
Hannah. Listen, Tommy Tiernan made a really good point, and I just for a second, Daniel. Tommy Tiernan made a really good point, and I did bring it up with him when I was on a show. He said, if God is our Father, and when you're a father with your kids, the biggest joy is making your children laugh. When you're a dad, and seeing the first laugh and them laughing and jumping around. And so, if God is our Father, where are the jokes in the Bible? Where's the fun? Why isn't there any fun? It's all proselytizing, lecturing, and where's the what I'm saying is, when I hear priests and they're up there and something happened, and the fishermen couldn't figure out how to fucking whatever the fuck, and Jesus floated along and said, "Oh, you foolish men," blah blah blah. And it's the similar with rap. Nobody took me seriously, but now look at me and the position I am and my social status, and I'm surrounded by bitches, and you are still working in McDonald's and you regret not appreciating and respecting me. It's that kind of thing. So it's all very man-made, all religion, all the things. But then you look at the great thing I love, that gives me great comfort and solace, is knowing the size and shape of the universe. It's so vast, it's so unknown, really. Nobody really knows, and the idea that one supreme being created gravity. I'm just saying.
I don't think that's how it's portrayed.
Well, they said, isn't it? That is how it's portrayed. God created Earth.
It's they didn't know what God is you. I am God.
Okay, now we're going. Okay, now you're going into woo woo wah wah.
Bible's been used.
Okay, I'm not talking about your interpretation. I'm talking about the classical, how it was presented to us as children, and the idea that.
But it's not a true
Adam
message.
And Eve. Adam was there in the Garden of Eden, and he was just, "Hey, everyone, I'm Adam." You know what I mean? I'm just, "Hey." And then God said, "Adam, are you lonely?" And didn't God take out his rib and create woman? Is that the idea?
I think so, yeah.
I mean, that happened, though.
So then the woman came along. And then there was an apple, and they didn't need anything, They didn't need food, they didn't need Netflix, they didn't need cauliflower. There was no Spar shops. They were in Eden. They had everything they needed. But then a snake came along. Hey, look at this apple. And then he's going like, "What's that?" And then he said, "Try it."
Yeah.
And women what?
Was tempted.
But what's the point of it? It's kind of just shitty. It's like people today still trying to catch each other out. They're chomping at the bit to get you cancelled. It's the same bullshit. You know what I mean? What did you say? Oh, I said I don't know.
Now you're getting it.
You see, that's just stories. If we read them as stories, not like in a church.
I am reading them as a story. I'm not.
And it's quite interesting,
but what's the point of that Adam and Eve story? Can you explain it to me?
No, but they can be interesting, but the way they're read in church is the most boring thing ever.
Yes,
because they actually are kind of like scary fantasy stories, that there's this God, there's this God that fucked with this guy so much that he made him nearly kill his son, and then crazy. At the end he goes, "Oh, just fucking with you, mate.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
I'm just testing to see if you love
so
me.
there is a laughter. There is a laughter.
Yeah, but
There's the laughter.
but-
That's not laughter. What you get to you've got a guy who's so G'd up to believe in everything, and he's there like that, and he's crying, and he's thinking he's going. No.
Tragic
No, hang on a second.
Ah, dickhead, you were gonna kill your son.
No, and if I was God, I'd be looking at him going,
What?
you know, well, this is what I'd do, right? Were you seriously going to kill your kid? Yes, my father. Are you out of your fucking
Oh, well,
mind?
you have to kill
Are you out of your
yourself now.
Are you out of your fucking mind? But you told me to. It was a test of faith. Yeah, well, no, actually, the thing to do was to tell me to go fuck myself, because anybody who would kill their own son is out of his fucking mind, to be quite honest. So now you can piss off. Can you look up what is the moral of the story of Adam and Eve? Because I'd like to know, actually. And let's try and make it. Let's try and do a sermon that'll actually excite people instead of. And I remember Jesus helped the fishermen, and they struggled making a chair, and it was only 2 legs. And Jesus said to the fishermen, "How can you sit on a chair with 2 legs, you fucking morons?" And the fisherman said, "We are only fishermen. We know." And Jesus picked up a stone and just threw it at them for the crack, because he's Jesus and he's the Son of God. And the men howled in pain. And Jesus said, "Doesn't feel so good, does it?"
And what about the time when he turned water into wine?
Oh yeah, here's another thing. Now we have spar shops, Jesus. We go down and we get our own wine. Oh, foolish man. The spar shop is now an egg. Try and go.
That would be a funny story if Jesus came back to life and no one gave a shit about his miracles anymore.
I know, because we're living.
It's just like, here, I got 200 sardines. It's like, that's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it's disgusting. I poured the loaves and fishes. Mate, they're disgusting. Where are those loaves? I can get really good bread in Brindle.
Is that sourdough, no?
No, is that sourdough? Yeah. Get with it. Hey, can you just tell me what the moral of the story of the Garden of Eden?
So, essential theme is disobedience to God, and the misuse of free will can lead to negative consequences.
The misuse of free will can lead to
negative consequences, both personally and for humanity.
Because you can take a wrong decision.
It emphasizes,
you steal something, let's say,
right,
and you're gonna end up in jail.
I think it's actually a way to answer the whole why does bad things happen if God is around? You know.
Okay, so let's keep on reading it then.
So
the misuse of free will.
So the story emphasizes the importance of trust, obedience, and the understanding of good and evil. A more detailed breakdown. So there's different layers: the disobedience and the fall. They disobeyed God's commands not to eat the fruit, leading to their expulsion and separation from God. Represents the concept of original sin.
But
where all humans are born with a predisposition towards wrongdoing due to the actions of their first ancestors.
Well, wait a second. Okay, just hang on a second. Okay, yeah. Just hang on a second. Let's say, just hang on a second. Can you give me some reverb, please? Because I'd like to preach here.
Some reverb.
Yeah. Is there any way to have reverb?
And I used
Is there any way to have reverb?
Let me give me 2 seconds.
Okay, children. Hannah, get off the phone.
No,
I can do like a megaphone.
Hello. No, there's no reverb. I thought you knew how to do reverb.
I actually do. Wait,
Hello.
You're one.
Hello.
Yeah, reverb.
Reverb. Yes.
I think I need to drink some more.
Is it on?
No. Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
And Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, and God said unto them. God didn't just say to them. God says unto them. God is literally saying unto them, "Don't eat the apple." And Adam asked God,
"What happens if I eat the apple, God?"
And God says, "That is for you to know. I mean, it's for me to know and you to find out." And Adam and Eve looked at the apple, and they looked at each other and says, "Well, that's God. Let's not eat the apple." And they lived together forever, for eternity. And that's the story of everything.
Until Eve.
No. They should have just... Okay, you can turn off the... Can you turn off the... That would be good, though, if you were able, if in a social situation, if you were able to just put reverb in somebody's. Can you just switch it on and off, Daniel, Jack?
Yeah, it's off processing.
Is it on?
No.
Can you turn it on again? Can you turn it on and just Jesus. Oh, that's not okay. Can you turn it off and then on when I tell you to turn it on? Okay. So let's say you're on a date with someone, right? And you were able to put
Yeah. That's
you were
good.
able to put reverb in there. So you got yeah. By the way, my voice sounds processed now.
Yeah, because you have to put processing on to put reverb. Stupid.
So if
dummy.
I was on a date with you, and then I said, "Yeah, no, I really like you. I find you very attractive," and okay, we'll go on.
I know, but it instantly draws my attention much
Okay,
more.
anyway.
But also, Adam and Eve, they used to be naked and
Yes.
comfortable
Yes.
in their own skin.
Yes.
The minute she ate apple,
Yes.
she realized she's got vagina and has to cover it.
The minute.
I'm talking about vagina.
The minute Eve ate the apple, she realised she had a fanny. And then Adam was going, Jesus, look at the fucking hole in your one. Okay, come on. Let's move on because I'm out of my league.
No.
What's wrong? Hey, come here. Tell us, what did you think of the whole Christian stuff you were taught in school when you were grown up?
I learned.
Speak into the microphone for the Lord of Jesus Christ.
Well, I went to it in Arabic, so it was my second language. So I agree, it was just very boring.
The priest
they would shame us.
Oh yeah.
So sorry. They would shame us if we didn't go every week, basically. And it wasn't really a fun time. We always hated it as children.
Can you say in Arabic, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to And That's Why We're Not Together with David McSavage and Hannah Andrews. Go on. But wait, you can
ladies
speak.
and gentlemen.
Wait, you can speak Arabic.
Yeah.
Right, go on.
Say it, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
Come to the
and
show. Just
And That's
say.
Why We're Not Together. Can you not say?
Ya Jama'a.
Yeah, but wait a second. Yeah, but go. Why
Ya
Jama-
Jama'a.
Go on.
Ya Jama'a.
Wait. Oh yeah.
Ya Jama'a. Ahla wa sahla bi. And That's Why We're Not Together. Starring.
It should be in Arabic.
And That's Why We're Not Together.
Somebody,
وهل
just
سبب
make up
أحلامهما
something
They don't
else.
separate. They don't separate. That's
Oh yeah.
there's no sentence for that.
Else just come up, make
That's
up
why you're dead.
something. We would never know.
In case you have
And then do that, and then at the end go. Yeah, but wait. Go on.
أهلا وسهلا بي وهاي السبب احنا مو مع بعض. Starring David McSavage and Hannah Andrews.
It's cute.
Okay.
Sounds really good.
Okay. You got a bit of a cough, don't you? How long have we been
No,
broadcasting?
it's just a dry air. But also about exposing vaginas. There's apparently trend recently. They're like mature women, like J-Lo. She's performing like, and then she's got those skimpy outfits, just showing sides of her vaggie. The same Halle Berry she went to.
Go on. You take over.
We should bring up the clips. Halle Berry, she went to Met Gala also.
Okay, but are they showing the hair?
Yeah,
creeping?
you can actually see.
So that's
hair
what you mean. So they're proudly showing that they have a
No,
hair,
it's the hair. It's just that
or you can see the outline of her vagina.
I'm not sure. It's hard to
it's
tell.
just very skimpy.
Yeah.
And the fact is, I was listening to Megyn Kelly.
I'll send it to you, David.
And she was just saying, and I think that's maybe true, that at a certain stage of your life, you don't need to compete with younger women and say, oh, I'm sexy and you need to approve how I look.
I'm sexy and I know it.
And maybe at a certain stage, you don't need to show off your crotch.
The edges of her pubis.
Yes. And maybe that's not the most aesthetic thing to do.
Is it not?
I don't think so, maybe at this age.
Oh?
It's like everything is so sexualized,
Oh, yeah? Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay, well, yeah. Oh, God. Swings and roundabouts. God, I didn't know what you were saying.
Okay. I better shut up. What else do you have to say, David?
Well, last night there was this woman at the bar. She's from Madrid, and she started going on about, I don't know what she was going on about, Catalonia. So I kind of, she was boring us kind of. So I just go, "Viva Catalonia, viva la independencia." I mean, I know it's a bit of a charged issue in Spain,
But she's from Catalonia.
she's from Madrid.
Oh.
She starts going mad.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, she starts going really mad, like you're supporting terrorists, at first she was going mad, and then she said, I was like, oh, listen, lo siento, I was just, we're just here, whatever. And then she said, you're supporting terrorists, and I said, well, I'm freedom fighters to some,
Yeah.
And then she said, oh, you think they are freedom fighter, whatever. She started going, derecha. I think that means left wing or something.
Right is...
Derecha, right.
Right. Oh, well.
Far right. Oh, okay.
Maybe the right wing.
God, I hope she wasn't with a boyfriend, because that's the kind of thing that gets you into
it was funny. She was with this guy from Derry. Very, very nice guy who was talking to us beforehand.
Oh, I see. So he would have been on their side.
Well, he was a lovely guy, and then she started going on about that, and he goes to me, Jack, you fuck this for me now. And then he was kind of just going like along with her, like yeah. They're looking at me like, for fuck.
Yeah.
She's going on, but she wouldn't stop. Like she was over there, and she was giving us the
woke.
finger. She was giving us the finger and everything.
Yeah, so she didn't see that you were having a go. And
I tell you what, I'm a staunch Catalan supporter now.
Jesus, Jack, don't get into politics when you're out in the night.
Yes, because
seriously, Jack,
those little, like people can get really wound up.
They're wound up.
And also,
so what happens if you're with some and she's
they're gonna smash the
Yeah, Jack.
glass
Well,
over
I was
your
with the
head.
boys.
Do you agree with that? So come on, take some
you
advice.
have to shut up. And
But yeah, I didn't realize that she would. I mean,
I didn't realize.
I thought
Your
it was a fairly innocuous thing to say.
It's not an innocuous thing to say. It's an occuous thing to say.
Well, off.
yeah, like you say.
You see, now that's the kind. He thinks that's funny. Like if we were in a pub situation, what? She called me to off. Just be careful, Jack.
But yeah, I just got a text from my mate. He was halfway home, and she found him, and she was going at him again, and she floored herself or something. She was running after him, and she fell over.
She fell over.
Going, you fucking bastard! You cabrón! Oh, it was so funny.
Although I did live in the Basque country in Durango. Back in the day, when I was 20s, and so there was lots of ETA and I was in a nightclub, and the Basques, and what are you from England? And I said, no, I'm from Ireland. Oh, okay, good. IRA.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I guess so.
For some, it's a terrorist organization. For some,
freedom fighters. Yeah, we need to take back the 6 counties.
How long have we been broadcasting, Jack Daniel?
Technically, 50 minutes.
Do you have anything else to say, David? Something profound. What was the title of your show? Max Savage is God?
Yeah, I have to come up with the title of my new show. So I've got 4 months to sell this Olympia gig.
Just Dirty Old Man.
That's a good one.
Dirty Old Town.
Dirty Dave.
Dirty
Dave McSavage. Dirty David. Dirty David McSavage.
That's the name my sons are coming up with. That's quite hurtful.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't behave like that.
Hannah, what is wrong with you?
I'm really tired and it's really stuffy.
Yeah. Well, all jokes that are that funny have a semblance of truth.
Oh God, that's so kind of like killjoy kind of. Well, all jokes. No, well, I'm sorry. Well, can I just make the point that I'm very grateful to be here with my 2 sons, Jack, 25,
dirty young man,
Daniel, 31. And Jack's beautiful girlfriend. And Someday, perhaps, we will hear the sound, the pitter-patter. What are you saying?
No, do the reverb.
Oh, do the reverb. No, no, but I'm very grateful that we're here and doing this together. And, just wanted to acknowledge that. Because, there's a lot of indifference around. But, family, I feel rich. That's what I'm trying to say.
You know what my mom said?
I feel wealthy when I'm here with my boys.
I'm very wealthy.
I'm very wealthy here with my lovely, beautiful ex-wife.
But you know what my mom said? She's 89 and she's got a stick.
She's out in the back garden on a ladder plucking plums from a tree. Bastards! Okay, go on.
She's got a stick and then she's got a little pull-up trolley to go shopping. And she says, because she's got a stick, she's got a lot of offers to help her. And she says,
go on, just get
she doesn't want it.
Yeah.
Because she wants to be independent.
Yeah.
And she says in television, they promote this, stop the indifference. But she says they
stop the indifference in terms of helping elderly people.
Yeah. But she says people going crazy.
Oh, in terms of how people helping her, and she doesn't like it at all.
She doesn't like
well,
it.
your mother comes from like World War II generation, and these people, their spirit is strong.
Yeah.
It's built. It's the same.
But she's another level. She's another level. I'm sorry.
But my mother is the same. She could. When you think about
Babcha's another level. I'm sorry.
But what my mother did,
she's not losing her mind ever.
Yeah. My mother.
She remembers whatever she wants and everything.
She remembers everything.
Yeah.
And because when you think about how mothers were, they just cooked, cleaned, did everything, washed the clothes, looked after the kids, brought them to school. They really nurtured us.
But Babcha hears our Polish granny hears Jadek, Polish granddad's stories about World War II, and she says, "No one cares."
But when we were kids, you'd always go to your mother if something was wrong. Always go to the mother. Mom this, mom that, and she'd sort it out for you. She was like your local councillor. She was like the sheriff. She was like...
and your dad was the executor.
The executioner, yeah.
Did you ever hear about Angela Fahy?
No.
Did you ever hear about her? She's got a... it's not... I mean, it had its heyday before, but Instagram account complaining about cyclists on roads.
Oh, yeah. I remember you showing me that.
Well, I met her today.
Yeah?
It was funny. We were sitting inside the restaurant eating, and I heard outside... Like, I didn't see her. I heard, "Cyclists, get off the pavement!"
Oh, wow.
And I ran outside, and I looked left and right. And I saw her. I was like, Angela! And she looked around, and I was like, "Angela, I'm a big fan. I hate cyclists." We have a video. We can send the video.
Oh, show me this video, for Christ's sake. Come on. So, and does she still do it?
Yeah, she still does it.
And what's her beef with cyclists?
She's basically a staunch pedestrian.
Staunch pedestrian. That's so good, Jack. A staunch. I'm a staunch pedestrian, and we will never accept the cyclists.
She Uns is sending it to you now. It's.
And what did you talk to her?
Yeah.
But obviously, you taking a piss, Jack. Yeah.
Well,
I am a fan.
He is taking the piss, but he's also a genuine fan. I mean, because she's so out there, man.
Yeah, I mean,
she's obsessed. That's her one issue. Because there are some politicians. There was a guy called Sean Dublin Bay Loftus. Sean Loftus, and he ran for public office, and he had just one issue about Dublin Bay or clearing the sewage or whatever. So if this lady ran for office, what's her name? Angela Fahy.
Yeah,
it'd be Angela's
ashes.
Have
you sent it there?
Yep, should arrive.
She's just trying to get on the Wi-Fi.
Are you not on the Wi-Fi?
She knows about you, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, you were talking to her?
Yeah, well, I said to her, if you're ever in Portobello and you see David McSavage, say hi to him.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have her on the podcast.
Oh, that would be
savage.
Crazy. That would be funny.
Why would it be that, Jan?
Well, I mean, it was just. It would actually be interesting to hear her backstory. Like maybe something happened to her about cyclists.
Well,
and
what were you
pedestrians.
talking to her about? Are you sending it? Oh yeah, sorry. Oh, that's a photo. It's
That's
just.
the photo. The videos. It's like 3/4 through the wheel.
God, she looks like a hobbit, doesn't she?
Show me.
So cute.
She looks
Oh,
like Bilbo
yeah.
Baggins.
but she'd be like, some guy will cross the red line. I'm like, hey, you on the bike? You're an arsehole.
Oh really?
Yeah, you're a
So
fucking prick.
Look, let me have a look.
Facebook page, Ireland's Parking Clowns.
Yes, I'll follow that.
Oh, you didn't get her. You didn't get it.
LAND_S. Oh jeez, I have to log on to it. My brain's frozen now.
Where's your brain frazzled?
Small.
Oh, because
Because she just
perimenopausal.
Oh, you- oh.
she just had an interaction just before.
Oh, I
so-
see. You didn't get her on video. No, you just.
I did.
Oh, you did. Okay.
It's sending now, the other one.
Thank you very much. Why have you turned into a robot?
Very nice to meet
She's
you.
very
We don't like
efficient.
cyclists on the pavements.
Oh,
Oh, and how
I've watched
is
the
your
videos as
business
well.
coming along?
Yeah, I have them.
And the cars. Well then.
The video got sent, by the way.
Thank you very much.
She
Uh,
Uns is in charge.
Oh,
like,
by the
you
way,
know,
Uns,
she's not gonna
I've
be,
seen,
you
I've
know.
seen Uns in full flow. She's she is the cat's mother. Uns is a serious
serial killer.
serious. Where do you get stuff like that?
But I remember people, you know, especially when young kids are on the footpath, and then you've got, you know, it's very, very difficult to cycle on the road.
Ah, yeah,
When you're
no,
little
no,
kid.
yeah, no.
And when, you know, I remember.
Was she freaking out about? Yeah, go on.
And I remember, you know, people being sort of like not forgiving that, you know, and saying, oh, what are you doing on the footpath, you know?
But most people don't cycle on the footpath anyway.
Well, if you're under 16, I'm pretty sure you can cycle on the footpath.
I don't think so.
Anyway, Jack, Daniel, Uns, thank you so much. Hannah, wonderful. And I hope you enjoyed this episode, ladies and gentlemen. And hopefully we'll see Jack soon with Uns. I don't know, what else? Anything else?
I think you should subscribe, like,
Yeah, I'm
comment.
surprised that we don't have more subscribers, actually.
Oh.
You know,
So,
because
you have
like
to-
when I started this channel, like how long? Maybe we should start a completely new channel. Maybe it would help.
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean?
Maybe
Like we
not,
should
I
have
don't
we
know.
should have more subscribers. I think.
It's about 2 years now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. We should have way more
No,
subscribers.
I think, you know, you have to be smart at the
You
way.
broke the red light, cyclist. Another one breaking the red light.
Go on, Jack. And what does she want? You know. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, she wants justice. Yeah.
She wants justice. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, Hannah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
subscribe.
guys. Subscribe.
No, I think.